For the second time in a season, we are playing a team. No sooner had they sacked their manager, and that is Leeds. Remember the first game we played, when they sacked a manager, was for a team whose manager was sacked, was Aston Villa at Villa Park. Their first game away of Unai Emery, they went ahead and really beat Everton by 2-1. Then they came here. They came at their ground to host United for the very first time, and obviously they beat us by 3-1. By the time we are coming in from Rio Sociedad in Spain, having played on Thursday, we rested for 2 days, and obviously we went at Villa Park and we got really beaten. But you saw the entire team tired. I believe this time round, God has blessed us that we are playing the same team. If you are going to be tired on Wednesday, they must be tired on Sunday when you're playing them back. That is the team known as Leeds, and Ten Hag is really turning United into a fortress, and Leeds should know when they are coming to a stadium that it's a fortress that Ten Hag has really built at Old Trafford. 13 consecutive games, all wins, no draw. It shows you how good we've gotten with Ten Hag in only 7-8 months. So it's a fortress. Leeds is coming in through with a new manager who was once at Manchester United, Chris Amers, who was the assistant manager of Ralf Rangnick, coming in at Old Trafford again to really bring in Leeds, to see to it that he really tries to really make it survive. Remember, they are placed 17th and they're having 18 points. United is placed second and we are having 42 points. What does that mean? We win tomorrow, we level points with City at 45. We can't dislodge City out of the second position because we are having a very low goal difference. 8 goals scored, 8 goals as goal difference, and Man City has close to 28 goals of goal difference. So it shows you that we should increase on the number of goals we score. However much we are keeping in clean sheets, but we are not scoring lots and lots of goals. Could it be the very first time we score close to more than 4 goals this season? Let's wait and see what is going to happen at Old Trafford as Erik ten Hag brings his team. Welcome to United Matters channel. Rock and David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day. Now, it really looks like we are on song amidst Casemiro being away for 3 games of the Premier League. That means going to miss the double header against Leeds tomorrow on Wednesday and on Sunday. Then when you're playing Leicester, he will miss out on that, but he'll be ready for the game of Barcelona at Spotify Stadium in Spain. Then at Old Trafford against Barcelona and at Wembley on the 26th as we play a finale of the Carabao Cup, he was going to be available. And the big question is, who is really going to be in that position of Casemiro? That's what we're going to tackle in here for you onto this channel. Now, for Leeds, they're having a couple of players away that are really injured. They're having Archie Gray, there is Rodrigo, there is Stewart. They're having Stewart Dallas is also not available. Sonny Perkins, Adam Forshaw is also not available. But Somerville looks like he's going to return, and Brendan Arason and Jorginho Rata are also available. Now, they're having Weston McKennie, the new signing, might also see himself starting the midfield at Old Trafford, depending on how the interim manager Chris Amers is really thinking about him. If at all he believes that he's supposed to be starting, he should start. And remember, he's his fellow American man. So I think if at all he really American countryman, and if at all he believes that he's okay, then he can start and use him, McKennie, because McKennie is really a very good midfielder that even United wanted to sign in the summer, but I think there was a miscommunication between United and Juventus, and we never got that player. For Manchester United, Donny van Beek out until the end of the season. Eriksson out until early May. Anton Martial, another one that we don't know when he's going to return. But we're having a boost of Diego Dallo. Dallo is back, and he made it into the match squad of United versus Crystal Palace, and he was on the bench, and he was one of the unused substitutes on the bench of Manchester United as we took on a side known as Crystal Palace in a game that really ended when the Tenterhawks were the ones that we are seated on toward the end of the game. So smash the like button and let's get into the predicted starting 11 of Manchester United as we take on Leeds. Erik ten Hag and his army are also really ready to get us these 3 points on board. The other player that he might miss is Anton Martial. I really wish to know the best about him, about his development, when Ten Hag really speaks in the press conference today at Carrington. The other one is Scott McTominay. They told us that's going to be weeks away. That means he might not make it to the game that we're going to play against Leeds tomorrow. So I believe the hardest game is really going to be played away at Elland Road, because even last season we won it by 3-2. That's it. So that was really very, 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 very alarming to us, and I think we would have gone ahead to do better and better and better. But as things stand, let's get into this, because it's the most important bit of this, knowing how we are really going to stand as we play a side known as Leeds at Old Trafford, because we've beaten Leeds, beaten it however much they don't like us, but we've beaten them a lot of times. Then the system is 4-2-3-1, a custom system of Erik Ten Hag. Let's go to the players that are really going to be into this system. The goalkeeper, I believe it's going to be unchanged. It's going to be David De Gea. I've seen him even making it to the Alan Shearer's starting 11 or the Premier League team of the week. And obviously David De Gea, ball distribution on point. All the saves that we are required to be made were made. And I believe that goal that Schulop scores against Manchester United on Saturday, if Bruno Fernandes doesn't obstruct David De Gea, I believe he saves it. He comes in with a flex save and punches it over the bar. But because Bruno was standing in the way of the ball, obviously De Gea lost sight on that ball, and obviously it really went to the back of the net. But I believe he had a very fantastic game. The distribution was really on point. Everything he did on that day was really top notch. Let's go to the right back. Right back, the big question is, Diogo Dalot is back. Bissaka has been playing very well. Who do you start? That is another big question that Ten Hag really has to answer tomorrow. But I believe he's really going to go with this man, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I believe it's going to be Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back for Manchester United. And if all goes well and we are leading comfortably, then Diogo Dalot will come in and really play some minutes. And I believe the manager learned a lot from the first spell of Dalot's injury, when he really brought him early enough and really got back and really got a hamstring injury. So I believe it's better to bring him slowly by slowly and not start him games, because I think no sooner had he returned than Ten Hag really initiated him back into his team. He played the first game 90 minutes, I think. Then the other game that he played against of Charlton, he was injured. And then he went back. So I believe he has to manage him better and let Aaron Wan-Bissaka start this game of football. Then he will come in later when we've killed it off. Then left back, I believe Luke Shaw is really going to start again. I see Luke Shaw starting again here. And I believe Malacia might be played away at Elland Road. But this game, it's going to be Luke Shaw returning from injury. And this is going to be his third consecutive game. After playing against Arsenal, he never returned, and he returned when you're playing Nottingham Forest last week when we beat them by 2-0. And I know Erik Ten Hag is always good at rewarding players for the good work done. Luke Shaw showing that he's really one of those forces we have to reckon with as far as creating goals from the fullback position are concerned, because he was responsible for the second goal of Manchester United that Rashford scored against Crystal Palace. So I believe he's going to start into the left back of Manchester United. Then let's go to the central defenders. I believe he's going to maintain this central defense partnership of Varane on the right side of the central defense and Lisandro Martinez, who was my man of the match of that game. He's going to keep them into that central defense. Lisandro Martinez is really a very good defender. He's a rock and is a beast in that midfield. So I believe Ten Hag is going to keep him into that team of United as we host Leeds at Old Trafford. Now, let's go to the double pivot. This is where everyone's going to ask himself, who is really going to be played in that double pivot? I believe when Casemiro is away, this gentleman deserves to play as a CDM. No, not Freddy. Freddy just deserves to play in the pivot alongside this man as a CDM. Sabitzer. Now, I believe after Casemiro, no one is a better tackler and interceptor than Sabitzer at Manchester United. One will say he's naive in the Premier League, he's new. So we expect lots of things not to go on well for him. Did you see him play those 10-15 minutes when we really were a man down against Crystal Palace? The cameo, he came in with through and really showed us that he's Premier League ready. He's a fighter, he's a tackle winner, he does interceptions, he blocks, he combats play, and obviously the checkmates he puts in that midfield area, Fred can't do them, and especially Scott McTominay can't do them. And this system, you would love to be having a player who is really getting the ball from the back four and obviously pass it to the midfielders and the forwards. That is linking the midfield to the attack. Eriksson, who would have done it, is away. Casemiro, who would have done it, is away. Now, who is a player that you know that has all those hallmarks of doing that? It's obviously Marcel Sabitzer, and I believe Sabitzer should start, not will, should start against a team called Leeds at Old Trafford, because he's the best midfielder now we have that can really shield that back four. He has discipline. He will know when to really go forward and when not to go forward, because at the age of 28, he can play everywhere in the midfield, and I can't wait to see him play. For Fred Rodriguez, I believe he's in form. He ran. It looks like he stepped on every blade of grass at Old Trafford when you're playing Crystal Palace. He put in the effort. Weghorst put him in through and would have really found himself on target, but he really is short into the side net. But I believe the double pivot should consist of Freddy and Marcel Sabitzer, and he might be getting his full debut, and that's where the title of this video comes in from. Sabitzer in for Casemiro, because Casemiro is away for 3 games, and those 3 games of the Premier League, I think Sabitzer is going to be the main man playing into that double pivot. So after that, I think the rest can really be talked about. Bruno Fernandes has no competitor. That's it. I believe he's going to come in through and really play as a central attacking midfielder. For the last 6 games we've played, Bruno Fernandes has either created a goal or scored. That is Bruno Fernandes for you, and I can easily remind you what he has been doing in those 6 games. The first game was against Man City. He scored a goal. The second game was against Crystal Palace. He scored a goal. The third game was against Arsenal. He created an assist. The fourth game was against Nottingham Forest. Won it by 3-0. He scored the 3rd goal, right? Then the 5th game, I think it was against Reading. He created a goal for Freddy Rodriguez. Then the 6th game was against Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. He found himself in the secondary assist of that goal of Freddy. That Rashford really goes ahead to really square into the mouth of the goal, and Freddy really nets in the back of the net. And yesterday, all on Saturday, he scored a very beautiful penalty that put United ahead in the 7th minute. So no way of dropping him. He's leading by example. Captain fantastic. And I think if Maguire happens to leave in the summer, the captain of Manchester United is Bruno Fernandes. And literally, he is. He is, because he has captained us in very many games, and all of those games, we've lost few of them. That is Bruno Fernandes for you. On the right, attacking side of the midfield or the right winger, there might be a big question that maybe Sancho has really gone ahead to impress a lot in training, and Ten Hag would love to see him really play that position. But I believe Anthony is really on a very good run, and he's improving game in, game out. He's turning into a more direct player. So I believe Ten Hag is really going to go in for Anthony onto the right attacking side of the midfield. For the left attacking side of the midfield, some might think that maybe he should reward Garnacho with a start, because Garnacho was really taken off the field of play after he was substituted, yet he came in as a substitute. But I believe that was a different game situation altogether, and this guy should start. Marcus Rashford on the left attacking side of the midfield, a man who has scored 18 goals this season. 18 goals this season. Is it 18, 19? Let me check well and see. I don't want to give you things that are really not matching. Rashford. How many goals have you scored this season? I think he's having 10 in the Premier League. All right. Then 5 in the EFL Cup. Those are 15. 3 in the UEFA Europa League. Those are 18. I think he has some goals in the FA Cup. So it looks like Rashford has already surpassed 20 goals this season on so as it stands. So Marcus Rashford is really on fire, and there is no way you're going to really not help him. It's not even helping him. I'm sorry, MBE Rashford. There is no way you can't see yourself putting him in the team of Manchester United. Then who is leading the line? Who is leading the line? Who is leading the line? Martial would have come in through and led the line, but we don't know his fitness levels because he got a setback, and there is no way the manager can trust him to really bring him. So this guy Weghorst is going to come in through and really start. So for those that really don't know what Weghorst does for the club of Manchester United, I really saw very many people coming out and talking lots of things about this guy known as Weghorst. And this when I got to know that people don't give attention to detail every time the game is being played. After us scoring a penalty, do you remember a player who forces the goalkeeper of Crystal Palace to make a save through that corner that was brought in by Bruno Fernandes? He directs that header into the far corner, and the keeper stretches out and really puts it out. Secondly, he played into Freddie, and Freddie went in for an effort that really went into the side net. So I believe he does better, and his hold-up play is good. The way he does that one touch, the way he presses, he's really a very different kind of player altogether that most of you should know that he's really out of this world, and that is Wout Weghorst. Wout Weghorst is really a very good player. I believe we just need to get him more open and clear-cut chances, because the moment you get him those open and clear-cut chances, he's going to go ahead and really score those goals for you as Wout Weghorst. So I believe we are going to beat Leeds by close to 3-0 or 4-0, because I think they're a struggling team and they're coming at Old Trafford. If this game was at Aaron Road where it was starting from, then it would have been a different game of football together. But I believe we are going to beat them badly, and we are really taking our result back home. Because when you look at Leeds, you just look at them and even laugh and ask yourself, we've come at Old Trafford, we've beaten teams like Man City, we've beaten hard teams than Leeds, and you think that Leeds is going to come here and really stop us? I don't think they're going to go ahead and really stop us. Now, when you look at their away record this season, they drew away at Newcastle 0-0. Where is your other away game? Nottingham beat them by 1-0. That was over the weekend, and they are really not good visitors. So I believe they don't score very many games when they're away. Aston Villa beat them by 2-1. They drew, I think those are the only games they played in the Premier League. Man City beat them at their place by 3-1. So it shows you that this team is really, this team can really be beaten. And I think we have a squad that can really beat Leeds. That's it. I don't see Leeds as a threat at Old Trafford, but if you are crossing from Old Trafford to Aaron Road on Sunday, that's going to be another hard game, because playing a team twice in a space of 4 days is one of the hardest things to execute, to get out maximum points. But come what may, we need these points. We need to get maximum points from this game of Leeds, and Ten Hag is having everything to come on and really get this. So guys, your thoughts onto this fixture are welcome in the comment section below, and there are certain things I would love to read you about Leeds and Manchester United that I've gotten from Google. First and foremost, Manchester United have just lost one of their 17 Premier League games against Leeds. We've won 11, drawn 5, and that one win-loss came in September 2002. So it has taken us very many years without losing to Leeds. Secondly, since their return to the Premier League in 2020, only Manchester City have Leeds conceded more league goals than Manchester United. So that means United have put 15 goals past Leeds ever since they returned to the Premier League from the Championship, and it's only Man City that's gone ahead to really put 16 goals past their net. That's what I told you, that I feel like we are going to break this record of having not scored more than 3 goals this season. Can we put 4 past Leeds? I think it's possible. So Leeds are winless in their last 17 away league games against Manchester United since a 1-0 victory in February 1981. Only at West Ham 18 between 1921 and 1956 have the Whites ever had a long winless run in their league history. So they've taken close to very many games without winning Manchester United at Old Trafford. So it looks like it's going to be another hard day for them. Now, the last one, it's been for Manchester United. Manchester United have won their last 13 games at Old Trafford in all competitions. Their longest winning home run since a club record run of 20 between 2010 and 2011. So, the biggest stretch we've ever really went to or on to is in the season of 2010-2011. We hit 20 games without being beaten, all drawn, no points dropped. We are gaining maximum points. That is it, coming in from Google and the facts they have towards this game of football of Manchester United versus Leeds. So guys, thank you very much for watching and through your reactions to the match preview. I welcome in the comment section below. United is taking on Leeds. I predict 3-0 for Manchester United. We should keep a clean sheet this time around. I think if Casemiro is not red carded, we keep a clean sheet against them, against Crystal Palace. So, would you put Sabitzer in for Casemiro? And what would be your predicted starting 11 if at all you were Erik ten Hag and you were willing to take on a team known as Leeds? So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. Good night. I cover you in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. See you tomorrow when you see me.